with every guest, we do a segment called Emergency 9, just 9 fun questions to get to know you a little better. And I'm going to let Drew start it off here with number 1.
All right, Johnny, this is a question we ask all of our guests on here. I feel like it's even more relevant for you right now. But if there was a movie made about the life of John Daly, what actor would you want to play John Daly?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I don't know. Like in my skinnier years, maybe Matt Damon. In my bigger years,
okay,
love that.
Maybe my bigger years would be Chris Farley.
That's quite the range. Either Matt Damon or Chris Farley.
I love that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Has anyone reached out to you about doing this? Because I feel like this is a movie that has to be made.
We've talked about it to a few people. Bud, with Wasserman's talked to a few people about it, but just hasn't happened yet. But hopefully it'll happen at least before I'm 6 feet under. I'd like to be a part of it.
Please make that happen.
I will
John.
go see it.
Please make it happen,
sure.
John, for the people.
All right, number 2. If you had to give up one for a month, would it be Diet Coke or chocolate?
No, I could give chocolate up for a month before Diet Coke.
That Diet Coke's tough, huh?
Oh yeah.
How many? What do you think the most Diet Cokes you've had in a day is?
Oh God, probably 28. Probably.
Holy shit!
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that's unreal.
But that was probably when I was drinking a lot of bourbon. So I only have one drink a day. It's just a bottle. But
that is incredible.
28. That's a sound number. All right, John. Next question: how many presidents have you played with, and who is the most fun?
Let's see. Gerald Ford, both Bushes. Well, Trump definitely was the most fun. I mean, he was awesome. We just had a great time. I had a great time with all of them. Bush Sr. was great. I'd say Trump, but Bob Ford. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I think there's been 5, 6, maybe 7.
That's incredible.
That's a hell of a lineup.
What's Trump's game like?
He doesn't hit it too bad. He just we need to work on his chipping a little bit. He's got to get a little confidence in his chipping.
Well, you can definitely help him with that. You're one of the best chippers I've ever seen.
Correct.
But
get him on that left arm drill.
Yep. You are unbelievable.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I was about to say, it's so unreal how good you are with that left hand. I've seen clips of it all over the place.
Have you always done that your whole life?
I started it probably right after my shoulder got separated when I went from a draw to a fade because I couldn't get through the ball the way I wanted to. And I knew I had to get the left forearm very, very strong to be able to hit that cut and get some distance out of it. So it's been going on for 13 years probably.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it seems to work.
It's good.
All right,
it's
number
impressive.
4. So, John, you've had your fair share of big numbers made on tour, I would say. Whenever they show a hole and it says, like, highest score ever, sometimes your name's up there. Is there one that sticks out to you more than any of the others?
Well, of course, 6 at Bay Hill. That's the one that got the most notoriety for. I mean, I followed up with a birdie on number 7 at Bay Hill.
Incredible.
That's good bounce back stats, yeah.
Well, the funniest was the media asked Tom Watson, how did John Daly make an 18? He goes, well, he just missed a 10-footer for a 17.
God. That's incredible. Like, were you just
birdie? Did
you just keep pulling it, or were you just trying to cut off more and more and more on that hole?
I was just trying to hit something. I was in shock after the third one, I think. I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened.
Is there ever a point after, like, the third one where you're like, screw it, I'm just going to keep rifling on this same line, and I'm either going to hit it over or I'm not?
I think I did it that day, and probably time in Australia it happened to me. And then when I overcompensate, miss the water by 80 yards, hit it left out of bounds, the next thing it goes back in the water. And it's just, there's a lot of people that have been through it, trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You ain't the only one. All right, next question, John. This one's near and dear to your heart. Would you rather win a Champions Tour event next year or have the University of Arkansas win the national championship in football?
Arkansas winning national championship.
That's a fan. That's a real fan, dude. That's a real dude.
That is awesome.
I've seen us win one in basketball. I've never got to see us like the 60s when Broyles we won in 64. People don't realize Arkansas was one of the best teams in college football all through the 60s and early 70s. So, yeah, I definitely want to see Arkansas win a national championship.
That's a real fan.
Favorite Arkansas Razorback of all time?
Oh, that's hard to say, man. I'd make too many people pretty mad. But I think in the modern era, like McFadden and Hillis were awesome. Billy Ray Smith, he was a stud too. There's a lot of them, guys. There's so many of them.
Yeah. Matt Jones was fun to watch. Real fun to watch.
Matt Jones, Ryan Mallett was a stud. He's still a buddy of mine. So there's just tons of them. There's tons of them. I don't want to make too many of my buddies mad at me.
All right.
Tough question.
I'm okay with that. All right. Number 6. You're known for liking to enjoy gambling a little bit here and there, whether it be blackjack or slot machines. What's the most you've ever won in one day of gambling, one day or night?
Bally's, I think, somewhere around $2.8, $3 million in one night.
It's a good day.
All I did was go around and pay off markers throughout Vegas, though. But I think I ended up doing okay that night.
Damn, I mean, that had how long did it take to get to that number?
Probably about 3 hours.
Whoa,
that's a hell of a. I was expecting a lot longer.
Yeah, I was too. I've sat with you in Reno before and watched you play the slot machines, and it's rather impressive.
Well, I mean, Steve Monta's the one who witnessed it. We just went in there. I had like 15, 20 grand on me. I started playing a $25 10-time machine. I hit it 2 10 times in a red 7, paid out $350 grand. He goes, "Let's get out of here." I said, No. We're going to those.
Yeah.
We're going to the $500,000 ones. At one time, I think I had them about 1.9 million lit up on 6 machines, which is pretty cool. It's just one of those lucky nights.
It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Are you strictly a slots guy, or did you like to roll the dice or play blackjack, or were you just strictly slots?
No, I was strictly blackjack in the 90s, and that's where I got my butt kicked. And slots, I go in now, just have a good time. If I win, I win. And if I lose, I lose. It's not. I don't overbear it. You know what I mean? I go in with the means to, hey, this is what I came in here to lose. If I lose it, I'm gone. So.
Were you when you were playing blackjack? Were you a by the book kind of guy, or were you, I'm John Daly, I'm just going to let it rip and see what happens kind of guy?
Well, I was for the first millions of dollars I lost, and then a buddy of mine says, man, sometimes you got to double down on 12s against 6s and less, and 13 sometimes to change the cards. And I tell you what, about 75-80% of the time that really worked too.
That's a hell of I just picked up a little nugget. I'm going to start doing all those things, and the people next to me were going to hate me the whole time, but I don't care because John Daly told me to do it. All right, Johnny.
The thing is, don't play with anybody if you're going to do it. I always like to play by myself unless it was the same. My friends that did the same thing I did, but there's no right or wrong in card games. I mean, you just got to play. If you just enjoy it and play. You piss somebody off, too bad. It's your cards, your hand.
Yep, tough break. All right, next question. Little segue here. What part of your son's golf game are you most jealous of?
I would have to say his confidence. He's got a lot of confidence that I've never had when I was a kid. He's very humble, but he's sure about himself, and I never was at his age. And I think that's a good necessity that he has, as long as he stays humble.
That surprises me. I feel like when you came out, when everyone saw you in 91, I feel like you looked, at least, you appeared really confident. The way you walked around Crooked Stick and got all the fans fired up and all that. I'm surprised to hear that.
Yeah, he's I had field confidence and adrenaline confidence. He feels like he can conquer any hole at any time. But he doesn't have any doubts. I always had doubts.
Okay.
Well, he does have, honest chiming in, he does have your temper, but.
I love that. Don't ever change, little John. That's a
well,
thing.
Colt, I'm starting to wonder. His hair looks just like Pat Perez's. It's curly, and Pat, had a pretty good temper, has a pretty good temper. I'm just wondering.
That's funny you say that, because I was at Pat's. You never know, but I was at Pat's the other day when y'all were FaceTiming, and you were trying to tell Pat that Pat's little girl might possibly be yours. You just never know.
Yeah, and you know what? My son might be his, so hell. We kept it in the family. What the hell?
I love that. That is so great. Well, listen, there's no way anyone could ever mistake. I mean, it's obvious your kid is yours and Pat's little girl is his. I mean, they look identical to y'all.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
That's great. Well, this one, number 8. When back in the day when you rocked your mullet, where would you say your mullet ranked on the all-time list?
Oh, it was the best. It was the best.
Of course it was.
Miley Cyrus's dad.
Billy
Me
Ray.
and him,
Billy Ray.
Yeah, we did. There wasn't a lot of social media, but his friends to my friends. I never got to meet Billy Ray. We always went back saying, no, mine's better." He'd say, "No, mine was better."
That's
Billy Ray's
awesome.
was good. Randy Johnson, one of the only other guys he had a pretty mean one there for a while.
Yeah, but he didn't show as much. He always wore a hat.
Yeah, good point.
That's true.
Very good point. I would put you a 1 as well, Johnny. All right, last question here. What's the first thing you want people to think of when they hear the name John Daly?
They love people.
That's awesome. Yeah. I agree. I tell everybody.
I think they do think that.
Yeah, you're the most loving, caring guy I've ever met, man. You've been a pleasure to get to know, and I can't thank you enough for all you've done for me. That's for sure.
You're the best, Colt.
I really appreciate
it's
it.
all. My mom always said champions come from the heart, and I always feel like I've had a pretty great heart throughout my career for people.
That is for sure. You have one of the biggest hearts, and we can't thank you enough for taking the time to join us here on Golf Subpar. You've been great.